in order to set goals and actually reach your true what you're trying to go, like I told you earlier, you gotta have discipline. Mm-hmm. If you don't have discipline, brother, the little things are going to throw you off. Them new J's come out. All right, let me pull from my savings.
You ain't lying, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that new bag come out.
Mm-hmm. Let me get that.
Let me pull from my savings.
Right.
Sometimes that we just become talkers. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of times what gets us in trouble. Sure. We talk about a lot of things, but what are we really doing? What's the action?
Sure.
Don't be we're in January. Don't be in August and still don't have no type of plan.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then don't be in August. Then we get to December 30th. And you're talking, I'm gonna do this.
Don't make sense.
It don't work like that.
Yeah.
If you want to lose weight, let's just get to the gym first.
That's number one.
I don't want to hear about no weight loss.
Right.
Let's get there 2 to 3 times a week. If you get there 2 to 3 times, successful.
Level up, break the cycle, bro, level up, love your image and love.
Hey, my brother, my guy, they said we live, man.
Hey, man, we're back, bro.
Hey, back again for another episode, Destined by Design
yes,
podcast.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yo, your boy, Wes, you know what I'm saying?
AMC, baby.
Hey, we here, man. I just want to ask you a question straight up. I ain't gonna hold nothing, man. We came into the new year, right?
Uh-huh.
What's up with your new year so far?
My new year so far, I think it's been a different type of vibe for me. Peaceful vibe. Right. It's cool. I think the focus is definitely different.
Okay.
If you know me, you can kind of tell. I'm not gonna say I've been quieter, but I've been more in the zone. Where like it's this straight tunnel. Mm-hmm. It's like me in the finish line. I think that sometimes we always say we're gonna do this and that starting January 1st. Yeah. But I think for me, mine started happening in November. You know what I'm saying? I started putting things in position. I started to put like things down on paper. Right. You feel me? Like we could easily be distracted. Like, you know, like when the phone went off, I know I see your face.
Of
you
course.
was just
I'm
like,
who this?
Yeah.
Be like that.
But I mean, that's how quick you can lose.
I swear.
You know what I'm saying? That's how quick you can get off track.
And that's crazy.
But I'm glad it happened because it's a great example of what can really happen when you're ready to do something. You're saying you're set, but just that moment of something throwing you off.
Yeah, you got to be ready to react to it. You got to be able to put that thing back down and turn it off, and flip it over.
And continue moving forward.
Exactly.
And I think it's why it's so good for the conversation we're going to have today, just because a lot of times we put so much things in play, but we say it, but we don't write it. Right. We don't really manifest it. We don't really speak it. Yeah, I think sometimes people just want to talk about it. Right. But I don't think they understand what has to come with it. You feel me? But what about you? How your 2022 been?
2022 been all right, man. I can't even lie to you. You know, last podcast I said everything was up out of 10.
Bro, you went in, bro.
And I can tell you, honestly, man, it's actually completely on his head now. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get on the podcast and fake for nobody. Like I told you before, I felt like I was out of 10. It's an idea like, you know, where, you know, you can say one thing and then people think you lying to them. But then, reality hits and then you go from a 10 and now you feel like, yo, I am -5 right now. And that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all that. It could just be zapped in a moment. Ooh.
And it's crazy because like we talked about it, I was like, bro, I mean, before the new year even hit, I said, bro, like when I looked at that last podcast, I really, like it could show you the ups and downs you go through with life, how your emotions, like you said, spiritually, financially, just where you are in general. And I think for me, it made me really look at just myself. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes we deal with so much that we forget about self because we're trying to help everybody else out.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
So, like, I know for me, I was at a 7. I was just looking at you and you kept saying you were a 10 this, 10
and
that.
honestly, bro, I was. I'm not even going to lie to you. I really felt good.
But that's good, though. But that's how this journey we call life work, though. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? It's like I tell people all the time, you're playing chess. If you don't know the game, you really should learn it because you're really playing chess. And sometimes in life, things will come to the point where you're doing so well, it could just knock you off to the point you're like, whoa, what just happened? And
honestly, really only take one move, one bad move to set yourself up for a series of worse decisions, you know what I'm saying? Things that can happen. That's just like you said, it's in general. You got to be prepared for anything.
Most definitely. And I think a lot of times people allow, like I said earlier, like they allow the little things to throw them off.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And then it takes you 3 or 4 months to try to get back on on track. And I feel like, bro, like I was telling you earlier today when we was just sitting and talking, I was like, bro, I feel like I'm at a point now where we're on the clock.
Yeah.
And I feel like once you get to a certain age that, you know, you never really have a lot of time. You feel what I'm saying?
You
So
don't.
I feel like when I was in my 20s, I could easily say I got time.
Because it was in the street. Bro.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was in the mix and I just like, oh, I can make this up later. I can get this together later.
Sure.
I can figure that out. But I feel like now when you get into that 3,
Yes, sir.
when you get in that 3 club,
Yes, sir.
that 30s club, like, bro, like, you really got a different type of focus.
You know what's funny is I always tell the kids that I work with, because a lot of times they are still young, they're teenagers and whatnot, but, you know, I always told them, man, on your 18th birthday, bro, like, that's when you really got to kick it over. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're young. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't going to feel no different when you wake up 18.
Nah.
And I can say it for ourselves. I ain't feel no different when I woke up when I was 30. But I realized my life had took a turn. You can't make the same mistakes and decisions that you did when you was in your 20s, because now, like you said, the clock is running and it don't stop for nobody.
No, bro. And it's crazy like you say that, because, like, I swear, like, I felt the same when I turned 30.
Yeah.
But I just feel like my movement just changed.
Okay.
I was like, yo, is this really what I want?
Yeah.
Is this really the right thing to do? Because, you know, you're more cautious, bro.
Yeah, you
know
have
what
to
I'm
be, though,
saying?
naturally.
Yeah, you gotta be like, everything gotta be right.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
Nah, it definitely makes you look at things a lot differently.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yo. So go ahead and let the people know what we're talking about today, so we can jump into it real quick.
We're gonna be talking about setting goals, and I feel like a lot of times we say a lot what we want to do, but I don't think we know how to really put the thing in a plan, put it down. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't that crazy though? Because I imagine, like, okay, so we're in our 30s now, right?
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Sometimes you sit back and you can talk to somebody our age or even older, and you can talk to them, and you can probably even tell by where they're currently at in their stage of life if they've actually set goals for themselves.
Facts.
Because honestly, like, you can really get nowhere worth being. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, you can end up a whole lot of places in this world by just, like, you know, just by the will of God. Like, you could just survive through life.
Yeah.
But I believe, like, yeah, you are destined by design to be certain things, but I think you can help yourself along the way to get there a little bit quicker if you actually set goals for yourself.
Yeah.
It makes no sense to move through life and not have some kind of sense of direction. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Just like it makes no sense for you to get in your car, turn the engine on, go fill up, and then just keep driving, say, I'm trying to get somewhere. But you never actually set a destination for yourself.
Facts. And sometimes we have to be realistic.
You have to be.
Like you say, you know, sometimes we got to go and start the car, and sometimes we just got to go to a quick destination that's maybe a block over. But sometimes we get in the car and we go way across town. Same thing with setting goals.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with setting small goals. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it. Sometimes we put too much out there and we be like, whoa.
Right. Trying to do too much.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know, like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, let's come down to reality. You feel me? But I think sometimes there's nothing wrong with having big dreams and big goals. I'm never going to tell you to stop that.
Right.
But understand that you have to have a perspective and a vision to understand that it's going to be a journey.
Sure.
And I think people have to realize things don't happen tomorrow, next week. It could be anywhere between 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20. You know what I'm saying? My man that created Amazon, you know what I'm saying? It took him a minute.
Right.
Like, I remember when they were saying, like, he bought his whole family stock and it was like dirt cheap.
Right.
Now, bro, just think about trying to buy that now.
Yeah, that's
But
impossible.
it was a journey. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to realize that when we're setting goals, we have to understand if we don't have a vision, what do we really have? You feel what I'm saying? I have to know where I'm going.
Right.
Can't go in situations blind. And a lot of times we do that with relationships. We go in blind. Like, spiritually, when we trying to say we're trying to do some things right, we're going blind with no knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we just have to make sure that we understand, we know where we're going.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, and literally the definition of a goal is doing a thing with an expected end. And so in order to get there to that final destination, like, there's a certain things that have to be in place. First of all, you got to know specifically what your goal is.
Facts, bro.
And you could break down your life in all kind of measures and all kind of areas of your life. Like, for example, financially, right? You could set a financial goal for yourself, but first of all, it has to be specific. How much money are we talking about? When somebody comes to me and they say, hey, Wes, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be rich. Okay, well, what number are we actually talking about? Because your rich compared to somebody else rich may be completely different, right?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then it also has to be measurable. Well, money is easy enough to count, right?
Yeah.
But is it attainable? Okay, yes, it's attainable if you are, a 6-figure salaried person. But if you're working for $725, $1 million is a little bit of a stretch to attain at that point.
Most definitely, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So then it got to be relevant to what you're actually trying to do in your full life and in your overall big picture. And that's really what setting a goal is to have a big picture of self and say, how do I break that big picture down? It's almost like putting a puzzle together. You take a piece here, a piece there of your life, and then you try to make this big picture. People want to be better financially. They want to be better spiritually, emotionally, in their health and things of that nature. All those things you have to break down to get to that expected end. And then lastly, it has to be timely. You say you want to be a millionaire? Cool. Well, how much time you giving yourself to be a millionaire?
See, and that's
because
what
like
I'm saying.
You said, bro, things don't happen overnight.
And that's the thing, bro. Like, I feel like a lot of times we have to have clarity.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Because we lack it.
You know what I'm saying? And I think for like you said, when it comes to this financial thing, let's set a goal. Okay. Start with your savings. Mm-hmm. If I don't have maybe $100 in there.
Right.
Let's work our way to get to $100 first.
Okay.
I hate when people be like, yo, I'm going to go ahead and put 10 bands in there.
Right.
Bro, you don't even got $100 in your savings account. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start small. You know what I'm saying? Let's set the goal. All right, this month, this pay period, I'm going to set $100 to the side.
Right.
Check that off. Mm-hmm. Boom. All right, next pay period, I did 100. Let's go ahead and up it a little bit. Let's put $200 to the side.
Right.
Check. You know what I'm saying? You have to build your way up. That way you not only are you doing that, but you're showing that you can be consistent.
Mm-hmm. And you're also building your self-confidence because
See what I'm
before,
saying?
if you've never done it before, you don't even believe that you can actually do it until it's done and you see it and it's tangible. You can, if you put that $100 in, you can easily get that $100 out. But I think, a lot of people get themselves in trouble is because they'll do the goal and, they may not celebrate it enough. If you put that $100 in the bank, man, pat yourself on the back.
Bro, I tell people all the time, you know what people really make me, I get real nervous around them. And not just because, it's not that I'm nervous, but I just sometimes get jealous. Because sometimes I'm not. It's consistent people.
Okay.
When you're consistent, it takes you to another level.
It do.
And I told you, bro, in order to set goals and actually reach your true, what you're trying to go, like I told you earlier, you gotta have discipline. Mm-hmm. If you don't have discipline, brother, the little things are going to throw you off. Them new J's come out. All right, let me pull from my savings.
You ain't lying, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that new bag come out.
Mm-hmm. Let me get that.
Let me pull from my savings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to have discipline when you setting goals. Mm-hmm. There's certain things you're not going to be able to do that you used to be able to do.
And that's word. And that's the
hardest part,
bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say thank God for COVID, but we're at a time where, it ain't really no need to really be out in the mix if you don't got to. So there's no reason why you cannot save no money right now.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta be disciplined.
Yeah.
But when it comes with discipline, you gotta be consistent.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, man, you gotta get to understanding when you setting goals, make sure you know why you're doing it.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, like I was telling you, man, for the longest, I've been working so hard, bro.
I see you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I was grinding, but I really didn't understand why I was doing it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just like to have the fact I had money in my bank.
Yeah.
But I wasn't disciplined and consistent to save it.
Sure.
I had to go buy the brand new J's.
Of course.
Had to go get tatted. You know what I'm saying? Bottle come out, I'm buying a bottle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I had to be in the mix. Mm-hmm. Now I understand there's a bigger purpose of what I'm trying to do. Right. You feel what I'm saying? I'm believing what I'm doing now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I have set a goal where now that I have you know what I'm saying? I put, like I told you, we talked about it before, sometimes that we just become talkers. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of times what gets us in trouble. Sure. We talk about a lot of things, but what are we really doing? What's the action?
Sure.
And when you're setting a goal, you have to have action. You got to put a plan together.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think this is probably one of the best topics to kick a new year off with.
It is. It's the best time.
Because I feel like if you're setting the goal right now, you have 12 months to get it together.
Sure.
If your goal is as simple as I want to say $1,000, you got 12 months.
You got it.
You can easily do it. Mm-hmm. Just set a certain number and put it away.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But I think, like I said, the biggest thing is you have to be disciplined. You
got to be disciplined, and part of being disciplined is having that follow through. It's good to have a good plan.
Facts.
When I was looking up goal setting and things of that nature. And of course, we're counselors by profession. So basically, we already know the ins and outs of it. But I always like to break it down, especially like, and I always use sports metaphors when I'm talking to people, you know what I'm saying? Because it just makes so much sense. Setting a goal is literally about motion, right? You know what I mean? It's like going forward, trying to propel yourself forward. And so I think about it like basketball. Like, what is a good shooting range if there's no follow through?
Okay.
Right? Because if you have the ball in your hand and you may be a sharp shooter, you may be a smart guy, and you may be a good basketball player. If you shoot the ball and you have the right range of motion, but you don't follow through, then it's going to cut your range of motion short, and it's going to ultimately affect your accuracy to get into the goal. Yeah. It's the same thing with setting a goal. Like, you can literally be in motion. But if you don't have any follow through, you're gonna not hit your target. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to be focused on it. Like, my coach used to always tell me, man, he said, if you shoot the ball, look at the rim, and you need to hold your form and then keep looking at it. Like, everybody can't be Steph Curry. Yeah. That's why you don't see a lot of basketball players doing a Steph Curry, shoot it up in the air, turn around, and walk away. Because it ain't going to go in, bro. A lot of times you do that, unless you are Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, it ain't going to hit the goal, man.
No doubt.
And that's just really what it is with setting those goals. You have to literally first set yourself in motion. That's just the first start. That's just the beginning of it. And a lot of people even struggle to get there. But the hardest part is for people to just stay consistent, keep their eyes on the goal, and watch their dreams and their goals come to fruition. That's the real part of it right there.
And I think for you got to be clear. You got to be real clear on what you're trying to say and what you want. Because if you, like you say, if you're not specific, it can mean many of things.
Sure.
You feel what I'm saying? I know you're big in the gym right now. Health is important.
Gotta be.
And I always tell people, bro, like, the hardest thing is getting there.
Sure.
That's the hardest thing.
I swear.
And I tell people all the time when they're trying to lose weight, like we talked about it before we even start recording, you was like, bro, 1 or 2 pounds a week. And I get it. But sometimes it can go about, how do you feel? That first week, second week, how are you feeling? Because you can't, like, one thing I've learned about being in the gym, you can't get caught up on numbers.
Okay, yeah, right.
But get caught up on how your body feels. Now, before you got in the gym, how long did it take you to get out the bed?
Yeah.
While you're in the gym, how quick are you getting up? Are them knees hurting? Is that back hurting? Are you aching?
Yeah.
If you're not feeling those pains no more, the gym is working. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
See, like, that's why I tell people all the time, like, the hardest part, bro, you just got to get there. Then the second part of it is nutrition. And I tell you all the time, that's where I do well, but then sometimes,
yeah,
I go off the rim. Like I told you, like, I was doing good, and then the last 2 days I went to Taco Bell.
Yeah, right.
And I can tell in my body how my energy is that I have ate the wrong things. So you have to understand, like, yes, we're going to start things. Yes, we're going to, don't get caught up on numbers. When you setting these goals, you have to be realistic. It takes time. Like, and yes, I understand we said, we don't have a lot of time. Right. But when it comes to weight loss and fitness, it's a journey, man.
So it's a journey in a lot of areas. Yeah. Like, I don't care where you at. You could be talking about anything, literally.
It's a journey, but you have to also understand, sometimes just getting there is you won the day.
Right.
You feel me?
For sure.
When you don't get there, you basically starting all over again.
Yeah, I think you brought up something real interesting, because you said that, you got to start measuring it a little bit different. A lot of people get caught up on what everybody else judge, base their success on. A lot of people go into the gym and their ideal, I think everybody's goal is not for the most part, but majority, a lot of people want to go in there and lose weight. Some people may be going in there to put on muscle, things of that nature, and they may be paying attention to the numbers.
Facts.
But like you said, it's some things you can't really look at and tell that it's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
So I think that's important. But then another thing, like you said, like those distractions, like, when you set goals, it's important to know that you're not going to hit your goal every time. I'm pretty sure, like, you have an ultimate goal for your health, but going to Taco Bell was something that probably didn't help, right?
Nah, bro, and it messed my energy up.
Like I
told you, bro, I was doing well. But that's the thing will be, like you said, the distractions. You got to understand they're going to come.
Yeah.
And the moment that you're trying to do something good,
I swear.
you have to understand that there's going to be some type of something that's going to try to throw you off.
And honestly, you could be meaning well, for real.
Facts.
You could be meaning well, or it could just be something that happens in life. Like, but those distractions are gonna come, man. Honestly,
They're definitely going to come, and you have to understand. You have to be disciplined, man. I don't know how many times I can say that word, but you have to definitely understand and have the. It's crazy. I can't even get the word I want to get out, but you just have to understand and know. You have to. Damn, boy, I just had a brain fart. You really just have to, your mind, you know what I'm trying to say, God, we talk about it all the time. It come a time where we can't use the excuse, you know what I'm saying? You know when distractions come, you know what distracts you, you know what throws you off, you know what I'm saying? You know the things, bro, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We at an age now where we can identify it, but we also at an age now where we have to protect our energy.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's another thing when you're setting goals. You have to have all positive vibes.
Okay.
You can't beat up yourself because there's going to be times where it looks like the goal is impossible. Things, you know what I'm saying? It's going to seem like I'm not going to get there.
Yeah.
It seems like every time I get to this point, something happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what comes with yourself. It starts all this stuff starts and ends with you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of times we're so used to failing that we don't even know what it looks like to be successful. And when setting goals, you have to understand those things are going to happen where you're going to get frustrated.
You're going to,
Yeah, you're going to have doubts.
Yeah.
You're going to look at yourself to the point where you're like, I'll try again next year.
Sure.
That's not where we at no more.
Yeah, that's just only pushing you further back. I think the one thing we have to do, and if they don't get anything out of this, is that the most important part of setting a goal for yourself is that you don't quit on yourself, first of all. It doesn't matter what it is. Like my brother said, like if you're trying to save $100 and, you got to take that $100 out, put it back in there. If that don't work, put it back in it. But at the end of the day, you got to start making progress. But don't quit on the goal, because if you quit, then there's no chance that you're going to reach that goal eventually.
Bro, and think about it, bro, like in every aspect of your life. Like you said, financially, spiritually, emotionally, health. All those things, at one point, everything's moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
There's times where you question it, right? But you understand what it seems like when you're at your lowest in those points.
Sure.
You don't want to feel like that. So you keep pushing, like you said.
For sure.
But people have to understand, like, I think a lot of times we don't register it in. If this was easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? If the world and setting goals and everything was peachy and creamy, you think we have all these issues we have in the world right now?
No, it's impossible.
It's impossible. So you have to understand these things are going to come. But you have to understand, build your mindset and build your mind frame to understand that you can get through anything.
For sure.
But it all starts with you. And I tell people all the time, we have to definitely speak it into existence, but we got to put actions into existence. We got to do what you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to buy a crib.
For sure.
But I can't be trying to buy a crib and not work on my credit.
That's word.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
saying?
It's steps to it. There's steps to setting goals.
Right.
There's steps to get into a proper relationship. There's steps to building when it comes to your emotions and what you're trying to do as a person. Steps for financial growth. It's steps to spiritual.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The biggest thing, when you was a kid in church, you used to hear people say all the time, that's a sin. Stop smoking and drinking. Man, it's steps to doing that.
Yeah, right.
I know some people have just completely stopped, but that's still life scarce.
Yeah, right.
You feel what I'm saying? They went through some that woke them up and was like, whoa.
Yeah. Let me change this.
Yeah, but some people got to go through steps.
Yeah.
It's basically like putting yourself through rehab, bro. And that's like the best way I can really say it. Like it's like a 10-step program that you got to go through sometimes. And I feel like that one thing we used to talk about it when we worked together in Beta, like SMART goals. I know you know the specifics of all of them. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but you got to have them, bro.
Yeah.
And have the different steps to go by to check off.
For sure.
It's okay to have a checklist, but you got to make sure it's on paper.
Yeah, you got to write it down.
You got
If
to
you don't
write it down.
it's not real.
And that's
You
what I'm
got to
saying.
make it tangible. Something you can hold.
Yeah, I remember when we used to talk to kids, we have groups and stuff, and they tell me everything they want to do, and I'm like, all right, where's it at? It's right here, Mr. Davis. Nah,
that don't work.
Nah, bro. Like, I think the best thing I ever did was start to write.
Yeah.
That's like my best friend, like writing things down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because now I go back, boom, check.
Yeah, I do that.
You see what I'm saying? You got to. We're at a time where we have to. You feel what I'm saying? And I think this platform is perfect, bro, because when it comes to setting a goal, we set a goal. We talked about it. We talked about Destined by Design. Mm-hmm. We went through all the proper steps. Even though we had bad days, we would get it in here and record, and wasn't nothing recording.
Yep.
But we started putting a plan together. Mm-hmm. Hey, bro, I got this, you got this, I got this, you got this, boom.
Right.
And now you start seeing a final product.
Sure.
So when you set a goal, this is what and you actually get to where you're trying to go. And this is the crazy part. We're not even at the halfway point yet where we're trying to go. Mm-hmm. We still scratching the surface. It's so much more to come.
Yeah.
But this is what it looks like when you want to start something.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? So it just brings different perspectives, bro. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I know I got homeboys, man. Like, they was like, I was talking to them about this when I was like setting goals. A couple homeboys in Charlotte, and they were like, man, I just have a goal. I just want to go 1 week with me and my girl on the same page. I was like, whoa. And he was like, nah, see, for real though.
Right.
And I was like, bro, you know what's crazy? I watch my parents, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's the little things.
Yeah.
My pop might not always agree with my mom, but he knows what he has to do to make sure that week they on the same page.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I get how he say what he said. And I say, bro, you just gotta communicate.
Yeah.
And he's like, see, that's my week. Bro,
feel you.
That's a goal.
Yeah.
Communicate for the week.
Exactly, right. That's
and he was
goal.
like, damn, I never even thought about it like
baby
that.
Steps.
You know what I'm saying? It's baby steps. But that's why I tell people all the time, don't go into situations blind. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So that's what life in general, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So in 2022, and I told you this through a text, bro, I was like, bro, this is the year of putting it all out there.
For sure.
Putting it, like, starting that thing, writing it down.
Yeah.
Speaking it to existence. Putting a plan together.
For sure.
And then 2023, watch how I execute if you do what you need to do.
If you do what you need to do.
If you do what you need to do, watch going into 2023, everything that you have prayed for, you have wrote down, you have asked for, you have put everything in your might to get together with it. Watch it come to pass in 2023. Yeah. And you know why I always say 2023.
I got you.
Because if you look biblically, you know what I'm saying, that's the number 7. And when you add it all up, and if you understand that, you understand that's the year completion.
Those that understand.
Understand, you know what I'm saying? And this, you just have to understand. That's why I said this is important to talk about, because, man, don't be like we're in January, don't be in August and still don't have no type of plan.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? And then don't be in August. Then we get to December 30th. You know, I'm going to do this.
Don't make sense.
It don't work like that.
Yeah.
So if you try and save, let's start with $25, $50, $100. Cool. You trying to get to a stack? All right, boom. Let's jump it to $250. Boom. You trying to get to, you know what I'm saying, $2,500? Let's do it.
Right.
But let's make these steps count for something.
Yeah.
And that's in general with everything. If you want to lose weight, let's just get to the gym first.
That's number 1.
I don't want to hear about no weight loss.
Right.
Let's get there 2 to 3 times a week. If you get there 2 to 3 times, successful.
For sure.
The average person goes 3 to 4 times a week anyway. Just getting there and doing something. Boom. If I know my struggle is fast food, all right, let's cut it out.
Yeah.
Only 2 or 3 times a week. Boom. Then we get there. Let's only cut it 2 times. Ain't nothing wrong getting in that kitchen.
Ain't nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong putting a little salt and pepper and seasoned salt in the chicken breast.
Save you, bro.
You see what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong for cutting, you know what I'm saying, some carbs out.
Right.
Drinking a little bit more water. But you have to want to. Not I have to. You have to want to.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's a difference when you want to do something and you have to do it.
For sure.
You see what I'm saying? You know, it's a different type of body language with something like that. You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
So we just have to understand, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it just, this topic can go in so many different directions, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we talked last year. We now into the new year. We set some goals. We're doing it. But this is just something great. Just to kick off the new year with.
Absolutely.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no doubt about it, brother.
Yeah, like it's, you know, I know you in school, bro. Like,
back at it, bro.
You know
the
what I'm
grind
saying?
never stops. You know that.
Yeah, and I know you got goals. What you trying to do? You know, I tell you all the time. The worst thing they ever let me figure out was how to play chess, because that's all I'm doing now, bro. I tell you that all the time, bro. Yeah. And I'm at a time now where it's no need to talk. I just let my action do it.
Bro.
Yeah. I ain't gotta talk to you about it.
Got you.
Just watch. And no, it ain't all me. It's the man upstairs that's finally allowed me to figure it out.
Being in line.
You know what I'm saying? And just doing what I need to do.
For sure.
You feel what I'm saying? So
I got you.
Just blessed, bro.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Hey, just blessed. Different vibe, different energy. I think we come from a place, both of us has come from a place where we know where we don't want to be.
Sure.
We come from a place that we know what we don't want to end up like. I think it's time now that we have no choice but to be the action and be the example.
Got you.
You understand? And I think we both can do those things, but we also understand, yes, there's distraction will come, but we just got to keep moving. I got to tell you all the time, my biggest thing now is every time I wake up in the morning, Lord, please guide me to my excellence. Like, I really stick to that, bro. Like, things I wasn't doing that I really said I have to start doing, like just a quick prayer just to cover you.
Right.
Because if your mind is not covering, you know what I'm saying, you know, certain things will throw you off where the point you ready to flip off on people.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? Because of certain comments.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But I'm just asking the good Lord to guide me every day.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, but I think we're at a point where action and example, we
Yeah.
have to do those two things and show these brothers, not just black brothers, white, Spanish, Asian, every
And sisters, man.
sisters
Don't leave
too,
them out, man.
females, that this thing is possible. And you could take a young brother from New Haven, young brother from Manassas, you know what I'm saying, that been through the struggles, but we go in this direction and we going to show you by example and by action.
For sure.
See what I'm saying? So,
Believe it.
nah, bro, we just trying to be destined by design, bro.
That's all we can do.
That's all you can
That's
do.
all we destined to be, so we might
yeah.
as well get to it.
Yeah, so I can say it, but now I'm gonna live it.
Sharp.
You feel what I'm saying? So we just had a good place, bro. I ain't mean to get too, you know what I'm saying, deep
Man,
into
I'll
it.
let you flow, bro.
Yeah,
It's
I don't be-
2022, man.
Yeah.
Just let you do what you do.
I know
man.
it. I always tell people, they be like, yo, how do y'all know really how to balance it? I say when Wes is in his zone, I just sit back and become a fan.
Yeah,
I
sharp,
say I'm just a listener, bro. Like, cause I know he got it. There's no need. And I was like, we just
Vice versa, man.
Yeah, I was like,
it's a flow.
It's a flow, and I was like, when he got it, hey, I'm just taking it all in. Just, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel that sometimes people have to really understand we have to set goals.
You got to.
And we can no longer, like, if you really want something, go get it. Stop talking about it. Go get it. See what I'm saying? But you got to have discipline.
You got to, man. Got
You
to.
gotta, and you have to understand there's certain things you just cannot do anymore. And it's going to be some time when you feel like you by yourself, that's cool. Because when you finally get to everything that you've asked God to get you, like help you get, and you've got to, you can just sit back and say, I did it. Well done.
Right.
And then when you seeing other people, you know, looking like doing this, just lead by example and show them, well, this is what I had to do.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? But you have to understand that journey, it get lonely.
It
It get real lonely. I told you, bro, like the biggest thing I learned going into 2022, that right now I can't be looking for certain things.
Yeah.
I got to focus on the main task.
You got to. You know, it's funny, man. And not to cut you off, but look, when you setting goals, it's personal.
Yeah.
It's personal, but
Very.
it's not personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the people gonna be like, yo, you ain't been out there. It's not really in my. It's not in my focus right now. So I can't really be out there like that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That comes with those distractions, but you got to be focused and you got to be disciplined. Got to have that consistency.
Yes.
But when you set, and that's why it's called a personal goal, because it is personal.
You got to take it. You have to make sure, and it's not saying, we're not trying to be negative, but it has to be personal to you. Mm-hmm. So just a different type of motivation.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, I definitely understand, bro. No, it's definitely a personal to you, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Man, it's crazy because I know when we talked about this, like, hey, what direction we gonna go in? And I didn't even know we was gonna go in these type of directions. But sometimes that's why I tell you it's called a podcast.
Yeah,
it's
for
what,
sure.
you know what I'm saying. That's why it's called a podcast. And I told you,
man.
like I told you, we started saying this last year. The goal is to reach many, but if I could reach one, I did what I need to do.
I swear,
if
bro.
one person took one thing from this, I'm good.
I swear.
When the time has come, then hundreds will come.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
when hundreds come, thousands will come.
Believe it.
And then go forth from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying? But I know our time coming. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be that one that just click,
Yep.
and everything we've asked for, everything we said we're gonna do, check, check, check.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
hey man,
I'm good, bro.
yeah, bro. I'm at a place where
I'm good.
I feel the message came off clean.
Yeah, no lie,
know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, make sure y'all tuning into the podcast, man. Make sure y'all share this, man. If y'all got somebody that's out there setting goals or you feel like you yourself need to set a goal and you receive something from this, hey, yo, go ahead and share this joint, man.
Yo, by the way, please follow the Instagram page, Destined by Design. Follow the Facebook page, Destined by Design, and the Twitter account,
Yeah, absolutely.
Destined by Design. And also just understand, bro, if you have not taken anything from what me and Wes say, bro, just try your best to be consistent and disciplined, and everything else will come into play. And understand this, failure is not an option. Hey, man, I'm C.
Hey, Wes, man, always love, man. Peace.
I'm out here breaking curses, digging and feeling myself while keeping my head above the clouds and trying to stay out of a cell. Yeah, always on my grind, putting good food in my mind. Here's one for the books, like it was destined by design. Yeah, Destined by Design podcast.